Hello,
Mark, what's up, man?
Caleb.
Happy Valentine's
How you
Day
doing,
late.
guys? Yeah, right.
No, let's
what's
not be creepy
what's the
here.
good word?
I got a baby due in the next 2 weeks, so I'm pretty happy about things.
Whoa!
Life's
Oh
good,
my
man.
gosh! First one? First
No,
one?
fourth, number four.
Wow! Whoa! Big Daddy. Okay, you got this then.
Yeah,
God, how exciting is that? I'm unmarried and no kids, so I do
those two
appreciate
things go
that.
well together.
Yeah, yeah. I always wanted to have a big tribe of kids, but it just never worked out. So it's just
Oh,
it's something else. But anyway, that's so good. I'm glad for you.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
So what's the
awesome.
story with what is it, Joe? Joe Lovato?
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, yeah. He just he bounced back. I said, Joe, how's it going? He's like, well, your guys said they couldn't do anything for me, and
He
I
wasn't
said,
strongly
well,
motivated. He was in a decent position based on what I remember from the conversation. But I talked to a lot of people, so I might get him mixed up.
no, you're probably spot on. It's just I for some reason I think he might have wanted it to happen, but for some reason he said we said it wasn't going to work. So I
Yeah,
just
because he had a
I
great
never
option.
thought.
I think what it was is he had a great option using a realtor. I know he doesn't want to pay that much in realtor fees, but like it just wasn't going to work out for us as a rental at his purchase price unless he was willing to accept unreasonably low payments. And part of what he wanted to do in the first place was to get liquidity to purchase something in the future,
Yeah.
which I couldn't bring liquidity to the table by buying it like that. And it just
Okay.
and I can't bring a new loan into that picture and still have him sell or finance me a chunk of it because they don't accept gifted equity as down payment.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I mean? Now, I will
So
say this,
yeah.
I'm under NDA for some of the terms of how to do this, but we do have a method where we could create a new LLC.
Yeah.
I don't know if the property's already owned in an LLC or in his name, but we could create a new LLC and transfer the property to that, and he's still a member of it, and then use the LLC to refinance or something like that. We might be able to get him more liquidity, but the problem is that if he maxes out his potential debt on the property or we get a new loan on it, it just doesn't cash flow.
Mm. Wow.
So, and it's
Wow.
like the price point that he wants, I'm not going to argue that that's a decent price for it for some vanity buyer who wants that big fancy house. But
Mhm.
he's not in a
Mhm.
bad position with the current tenant, right? He's making money with the current tenant. Was that the one where this guy's paying 5,000 a month?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So I
Yeah.
couldn't command much more than that on Airbnb. Um, the current tenant wants to stay there, and just it was going to be kind of tight even as an Airbnb. So I was concerned that it wasn't something I could bring another investor to the table with confidence. I could spend a lot of time negotiating terms with this guy and get it all figured out and go for a contract and then not be able to sell it off.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, then you know what? Sometimes it's. I wanted to give it one more squeeze, and if there's nothing we can do, then I think the best thing for him to do is probably just grab his agent, and away we go. We meet. I would have liked to have done an agent referral, but apparently he has somebody lined up. So we
Yeah.
can just say, hey, we've done it all, and I always try to squeeze it one more time before we cut
Well,
them loose.
yeah. I mean, I would suggest that when you reach back out to him, let him know that we believe it just won't cash flow as an investment property at his purchase price. So if he's
Yeah,
really strongly motivated, we can get creative. If he's okay with us making lower payments for a little while we build equity and whatnot, but I get bullish and bearish mixed up, but we're pretty positive on the next year and a half. After that, we're wanting to be a little conservative. So I really don't know about buying something at that purchase price. So I'm a little concerned along those lines. Um,
gotcha,
you know, and
gotcha.
if he sells with a realtor, he thinks he can get between 1 and 1.1 million, which the realtor is going to take 52 grand out of that, right? But with the two realtors, right?
Hmm.
Even if he gets a price reduction, he's still losing 50 grand. So, I mean, if he sold for a
Yep.
million, if he sold it to us for 950, the numbers would be a little closer, but that didn't sound like that was on the table. He wanted to see what he
Yeah,
could do
yeah.
for full price. I mean, the whole point was he didn't want to pay a realtor 52 grand to sell the house because that's stupid.
Yeah, yeah. Well, huh.
I,
Okay.
I
Well,
figured he might run into a little bit of resistance, or if the
yeah,
market's cooling. Although then again, the market might be cooling, or it might be heating up for the spring season. So if he's got a great opportunity to sell it and get his cash. Now, what I did ask him was, hey, what are you going to do with all that cash once you sell it? And he said, his goal was to buy a different house in Scottsdale, but he thinks the market's going to cool. He thinks Scottsdale is over the top, and there's a bubble that's going to burst over there. And it may be like a
mm,
localized market thing that he thinks. So he
yeah.
was
And
wanting
I
to hold.
mean, I'm here in Scottsdale, which is kind of the cool thing. So I mean, we could help him when he gets here as the second step as
Right.
well.
Yeah. So he was
You
hoping to
know,
get like 450K cash out of the deal. So I mean, I could do sub two, but I still can't bring 450K in any fashion to that
right,
to that
right.
deal. Right. I
Okay.
could I could sub to the 500 some odd thousand, no problem, or 455 or whatever that number was going to be, but I can't bring 450,000 cash liquidity to him. So I asked him, what are you going to do with that cash once you sell it with the realtor? And he said he's basically saving it up. I said, well, would you rather lend it out? Right. I've got other projects going. I'm not going to put
Yeah.
$450,000 toward any single project, but I'll put 50 to 100,000 towards 4, 5, 6, 7 projects for short-term rehabs, or I'm looking at an Airbnb where I need 125,000 up front to finish rehabbing and furnish it, and we're paying somewhere between 8 and 12% interest on it. And I know that putting it in a bank don't do you any good.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
he was
Yeah.
like,
Right.
he said, yeah, I'd seriously consider that. I said, okay, well,
Well, I mean, whatever it takes to do some business with it. We got a guy that wants to do some business. I'm trying to squeeze something out of it.
yeah. Well,
Uh,
I think it's prudent to keep checking in with him, and I think that was my recommendation. Was that was I going through Chris for this guy, or was it just you?
it's our Chris and I are together,
Oh,
so
okay,
we're both partners. Yeah,
okay.
we're both partners. So I mean, we work together.
I'm all mixed up on that then.
Yep.
No, I'm good then. I think it's wise to continue following up with this guy every 2 to 4 weeks, because I he sounded like he kind of wanted to sell it. He wants to have his cake and eat it too, and have the very best deal possible. But he wants tip top dollar for a house that's relatively risky to buy at that price. Now, if it cash flowed really
Yeah.
well at that price, we'd be good.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Well, then I will stay with them, and
I
I
think
would just say that I would.
judicious use of the pull away technique would be good for him. So yeah, we'd like to do something here. It's just at the price you're wanting to get, that's got to be a real retail buyer, because you're cash flowing because your payments are X, but we have to add on top of that, and then it really doesn't cash flow for us. So if we did a 3 or 4 year balloon date and let interest accrue on the balance, that might work. But we're I feel like we're kind of stretching and we're not the best fit for you. And then make him fight for us to come back and make a better offer.
Got it.
But as long as we pitched
Okay.
it, I think we're probably not the best fit. And
Yeah.
sometimes the
Understood. And that's
terminology I use is I'm literally going to take off my buyer's hat right now because I don't think this is a deal for me. Now, if I were in your shoes, I'd be looking for this, this, and this.
got it. No, that makes plenty of sense. That makes plenty of sense. Okay. Well, that's good. I'll let them know that. And, yeah, I look forward to our working on our next deal. And, congratulations on, number 5, is it, you
Four,
said?
number 4,
Wow. Wow. God. Is it going to be a boy or girl?
girl. That'll be 2 boys first, and then this will be the second girl.
Oh, wow. Wow. How exciting. I come from a family of 5, so we had 4 boys and 1 girl.
Perfect.
So amazing. Amazing, man. Huh, good. Okay.
Nice.
Well, Caleb, thank you so much for the time.